In July, News 10 told you about an old cemetery that had been uncovered by crews at the Terre Haute Fire Training Center. And now, scholars are busy studying that cemetery and working to keep it protected. News 10's Joe Ostrowski tells us about that process.
For decades, the Vigo County home housed widows, the mentally ill, and the down and out. While many moved on, some didn't. They died and were buried in the home cemetery. Through the years, their graves were forgotten and tilled over for farmland. And so they stayed forgotten until July 11th of this year, when crews digging a new water line for the fire department's training center uncovered human bones.
When I looked into the trench they were digging, I could see shaft outlines in a regular pattern, and I could tell that this definitely was a cemetery.
Now, almost 2 months later, archaeologists and ISU students are busy studying the cemetery. It's a lengthy process. While some students use ground-penetrating radar to find where the cemetery starts and stops, others are sifting through the upturned earth. With each sift, new clues.
A nail from the coffin. All of the coffin hardware, the personal effects that we're finding and things like that all tell us it's probably late 1800s, early 20th century remains.
Once the pile of dirt has been searched, the exposed graves have to be uncovered, studied, and given a proper reburial. That process could take more than a month.
Screening this back dirt is kind of a slow, painstaking process, but it's something that has to be done. We should be able to reassociate the individuals so they can be reinterred appropriately.
For the students here, it's not just a chance to put their education into practice. It's also a chance to connect with those who've gone before.
When you look back, you realize that you're digging up, the remains of other people, just like ourselves.
I always wonder what kind of life they led. Like, not only to end up in this kind of place, but like in that time period, how hard was life or how easy was it?
And ensure those lives are never forgotten again. In Terre Haute with photojournalist John Tim, Joe Ostrowski, News 10.
Now, experts say it is not uncommon for old cemeteries to turn up during building projects. They say back in the 1970s, crews uncovered part of the old Fort Harrison Cemetery while laying a water line.